All right. I think I've waited long enough, and I'm not sure anyone's going to show up. So I'm just going to tell you guys what's going on. So what's going to happen is the thing that I think you guys might like is there'll be a lot more content because you guys have been asking me for more content. Another thing that I think you guys might like is you're going to get to see a lot more of me training because you guys are always asking me for more training footage of myself and asking me what I do in the gym and about my lifts. And again, I tell you all the time that I don't really like talking about myself, and I didn't put this here as a platform for me to shine on or draw attention to myself. I put it here because I love the sport. I love strength sports in general, but I really love the sport of strongman. And so I wanted to draw attention to the strongmen that are out there, the powerlifters out there, the feats of strength that I see, and just you know, pay respect to others. But you guys really, really seem interested in me. So you're going to get your wish and you're going to get to see a lot more of me. But it's not going to be just me training. We'll get to that in just a second. Another thing is that you guys have talked about how you would like to see, in addition to more content in general and more content of me training, you also want like tips and things like that. So you're going to get those as well. So more content, more Jace training, more training tips to help you guys get stronger and stuff because I'm pretty darn good at that. Now, the things that you might not like. Here we go. Actually, before we get to what you may not like, let me talk about what absolutely is not changing. Okay? What absolutely is not changing is we won't be dropping anything that we already do. So we'll continue to cover the major strongman events of the year, World's Strongest Man, Rogue, Strongest Man on Earth, so on and so forth. We'll continue to cover those events and stream them together and hang out together. So nothing that you have been accustomed to is going away, but there might be some different aesthetics. And that brings us to what's changing. So in order for me to give you guys more content and more content of me training, there has to be something in it for me, and it has to keep me entertained, it has to keep me enthused, and it has to give me some kind of thing to really still take the focus off of Jace. And so what I'm going to do is, because I'm this strong guy, I've told you before that there's not a whole lot manly about me. Other than the fact that I can pick up some pretty heavy stuff, I'm not really a man's man. I'm super nerdy. I'm super intellectual. I'd rather read a book and play a game of chess than watch a TV or program or a football game or something like that. So having said that, my love for literature, one of my favorite series of all times is The Lord of the Rings. And of course, thanks to the Peter Jackson films, a lot of people out there in The Lord of the Rings. Plenty of people who have never actually read any of the books. But I am such a big Lord of the Rings nerd that many years ago I helped code a text-based role-playing game, also known as a MUD, based on the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. So to say that I am a little bit of a nerd is an understatement. And not only did I help program a game, and not only was it based upon literature and nerdy, geeky stuff like medieval and fantasy, but it was text-based. So there weren't even any graphics. You had to type like kill orc and search mud and look wall and stuff like that, so that the text on the screen would come back and tell you something. So pretty nerdy stuff. But because of that, and because of the fact that we look at my stature, okay, it's not a big secret. We talk about my height here quite a bit. So we know that I'm a miniature man. We know that I'm this burly guy, stocky and stout and tiny. So I'm built a lot like a dwarf. So as a result, we're going to change the name of this channel in 2025 to Mithric Muscles with Gromlin. And that's right, I have an alter ego coming. He will be Gromlin Warmbrow. And so I will be streaming and broadcasting and creating videos and content as the dwarf Gromlin Warmbrow. And it's going to be kind of crazy. I'm going to get a lot of looks at my local gym and stuff because I'm going to go and I'm going to work out in full armor. I'm going to record that and give you guys content. And I'll give training tips on how to get stronger to really help with your questing, the best kind of things that you can do to kill goblins and orcs. So they'll include a lot of your training tips right there about how you can be a better quester, how to take on them pesky dragons no matter how short you are. And so we'll be doing some of that. And so Gromlin Warmbrow, yeah, there you go. That is my alter ego, and when I do stream the events, I'll be streaming them in character, Gromlin Warmbrow. So Jace will be a thing of the past, and if you mention Jace, you'll be breaking the fourth wall, so you'd better not do that. It will all be Gromlin content. And I've already taken the liberty of writing a fictional biography for Gromlin that I will be using, so I'll be going with that real quick and tell you about that. First of all, now this dwarf is pretty amazing, and he's got a lot of accolades to his credit. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of those, and I'm gonna read the biography to you. And the accolades is probably going to grow between now and January. As a matter of fact, because I'm doing content, and before this has been fun, now I kind of long term I might try to turn this into some kind of full-time thing if I actually see that there's an audience for it. And if so, I'd like to sell t-shirts. And so some of these shirts are going to be silly and dumb and nerdy. And a lot of them are going to have my accolades. So instead of like Brian Shaw might have a 4-time World's Strongest Man t-shirt, I will have something like 5 times Belagost goat tossing champion. So yeah, there we go. And as a matter of fact, here you go. Some of Gromlin's accolades thus far are 5 times Belagost goat tossing champion, 3-time Khazad-dûm rock lifting champion, 2 times Misty Mountains anvil slinging winner. I am the 6-time winner of the prestigious Ale Barrel squatting championships. And last but not least, I am the 3-time winner of the strongest dwarf in Arda. So those are just a few of the things that I've been able to do in my tenure. So, and yeah, so here we go. I guess it's time to tell you my what do you call it? Oh yeah, biography, right? I'm really struggling. Okay, so here you go. Gromlin Warmbrow is not your ordinary dwarf. Hailing from the great halls of Belagost, he's a legend in his own right, a champion, a coach, and the first ever fitness influencer in Middle-earth. With a sturdy beard as thick as a battle hammer, and a brow forever furrowed in concentration, or perhaps it's just from years of intense squatting. Gromlin's charm is as strong as his biceps. From an early age, Gromlin's parents knew he was destined for greatness. At just 15, he won his first Belagost goat tossing championship, a feat that earned him the nickname Boulder Arms among his peers. And that was just the beginning. With 5 goat tossing titles under his belt, and a couple of heroic goats still recovering, he quickly moved on to bigger and heavier things. His record in the Khazad-dûm Rocklifting Championship speaks for itself. 3 victories where he lifted stones that would make trolls weep. But let's not forget his unique mastery of the Misty Mountains anvil slinging competition, an event so dangerous that only the bravest, or perhaps most stubborn, of dwarves participate. Twice crowned champion, Gromlin has become known for launching anvils into the distance like they were mere pebbles. a sight to behold for any dwarf, elf, or hobbit. Yet Gromlin is most proud of his reign as the ale barrel squatting champion, an event which he holds the all-time record. His ability to squat a fine barrel of dwarven ale, full, of course, earned him 6 consecutive titles. And it's no secret that Gromlin believes his deep connection to ale has made him not just stronger, but wiser, and perhaps the thirstiest of all competitors. Let's not forget his crowning achievement, 3-time strongest dwarf in Arda. Legends whisper that when Gromlin won his 3rd title, even the great mountains of Erebor trembled in awe. Some say he once even arm wrestled a Balrog, not that he talks much about that, modesty and all. Today, Gromlin shares his wisdom and strength with the entire realm via his wildly popular social media channel, Mithril Muscles with Gromlin. His daily workout routines, beard curling tips, and hearty encouragement to lift like you're carrying Smaug's gold have inspired dwarves, and a few adventurous elves, to seek greater strength for their own quests. Whether it's showing off his anvil toss challenge, or reminding his followers that a stout heart and stout legs go together like a hammer and anvil, Gromlin's channel is equal parts fitness and fun. He's quick with a boast, but even quicker to share tips on building strength for battle, or just carrying home all the treasure after a successful quest. He'll make sure you're quest ready, whether you're hauling dragon scales, battling orcs, or just trying to outsquat your cousins. So grab a mug of ale, strap on your weighted beard, and follow Gromlin Warmbrow as he takes Middle-earth's fitness world by storm. And remember, you may not be a dwarf, but you can still lift like one. Okay, and so while Gromlin Warm... There you go, that's the biography. Yay, no one listened to this. No one will probably watch this. That's fine too. Now, while Gromlin Warmbrow is a lot to think about, or a lot to remember, especially if you're not really into this stuff, people are just going to call me Grom. And as a matter of fact, my tagline will be, I am your host, Gromlin Warmbrow, but you may call me Grom for short, because, well, I'm short. So, anyway, so going forward in 2025, this will become the strongest dwarf in Arda channel, essentially. And I'll still be covering sports, strength sports, strongman, powerlifting that aren't taking place in Middle Earth. We'll talk about what's in regular old human society, but we'll mainly focus on the fantasy realm, and I'll share my making a fool of myself publicly, training in a bunch of cosplay stuff. So, good thing I don't have much of an ego, because there's going to be a lot of content out there that you can use to mock me and ridicule me soon. So, anyway, that's what's coming soon. It won't be coming until the start of the year. I'm going to grow the beard out longer. I'm going to give that some time. I'm also going to grow the hair out. So we're going to do this fine. So for the next couple months until the year comes to a close, I guess 3 months really, it'll just be business as usual, same stuff we have been doing. But then kicking off in January, Gromlin Warmbrow takes over. So get ready. And I guess I need to get ready because we've got some real strongman content to cover soon. So I'll see you guys then.